In this video, we're going to go through on Singapore Chinese Girls School End of Year Examination Primary 5 Mathematics Paper 1 Booklet A. So let's get started on the first question. Okay, so what is 360,600 in numerals? So this whole thing over here, 360,000. So this is 36,000, 60,000, and then we have 600 in this case over here as well, right? So now we can just add them up together. Okay, I'll show you the workings. Right, the working will look something like this. I've drawn rectangles so it's easier for you to see what number to put where. So we put here 600, and then after that we just put 360 at the end as what you see over here. So it will look something like this. Okay, so that means the answer to this is 360,000 and 600. Option number 4. Let's move on to question number 2. What is the value of 50 minus 5 plus 2 divided by 5? Okay, so this is the order, right? Order of operations. Okay, so in this case over here, first is from left to right. Okay, then we will have brackets. First is brackets. Okay, and then after that, next is multiply or divide, and lastly we will have add or subtract. So in this case over here, let's go through one by one. So this is just a good refresher. Okay, so in this, which one should we do first? Right, we do the brackets first, right? Which is this. But inside the brackets, we also follow the same order operations. So in this case, we'll then do 25 divided by 5. So in this, we'll just 50 minus bracket, right? 5 plus 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay, next one is we have 50 minus 5 plus 5, which is the next one, right? The bracket. Okay, I already give you the answer, low. But yeah, we have 10, and then this will give us 40. There you go. That's the answer. So the answer is option number 2, 40. Let's move on to question number 3. Express 4.04 as a mixed number. Okay, so if you were to, do a recap. So 1 divided by, divide by 10. This will give you 0.1. 1 divided by 100. This will give you 0.01. Okay, so that means for this is 4 divided by 100, which is equal to 0.04. Okay, so that means this 4 divided by 400 is also the same as, so 0.04 is equal to, right, in this case 4 divided by 400, right, and then that also means that this is 4 out of 100. Okay, and that's 0.04. So in this case 4.04. So I'll just do this recap. Okay, so 4.044 is equal to 4 whole number, and then 4, right, we got this 4 of 100. Okay, in this case of here, the answer is number 3, option number 3. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. So what is the missing number in the box? 12 divided by 3 equal to something divided to 42 over here. Okay, so you might be thinking, oh, my plus a 6, that would be 42. No, so we need to simplify. Okay, so in this case, we have 12. Simplify, we can put this by divided by 4, right? So divide by 4. In this case over here, oops, let's make it a little bit smaller. So divide by 4 and divide by 4. So this will become 12 divided by 4 is 3, and then 36 divided by 4 is 9. Okay, so we have this over here, which is also the same as, so I'm going to put equal to this to 42. Okay, so we can still divide this as well, 3 and 9. So yeah, actually we can, okay, so let's let's divide it by 12. Okay, I'm like, yeah, can still simplify it. So this is 1 is to 3. Okay, something like this. Okay, so we simplify. So over here 42, right? If we were to put 42 to this, what do you think the answer is? Right, 42 to 3, or 3 42, then we have divided by 3. Okay, this will give us 14, right? So if you put 42 and then you divide it by 3, that's what you see over here. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, you minus 1 minus 3. Okay, and this will give us 1, right? And then 4 minus 3 is 1, bring down 2, minus 12, then you got it lah, right? So this is 14. Okay, so in this case 1 is to 3. Let me reverse it. Okay, this is what, multiply by 14, right? So 1 over 3 is 14, and then 1 is to this one over here. There you go, right? In this case, let me reverse this as well. We multiply this by 14 times 14. Okay, I'm just gonna make this like this. So this will then become 14. So 1 times 14 equal to 14. Was like, okay, all right. So for option number 4, the answer is 14. Okay, so in this case, right, we first simplify, then second we will get divide, right? In this case over here. Okay, all right, something like this. Okay, all right, let's move on to question number 5. Which percentage is greater than 0.1 but less than 0.15? So what is 0.1? Okay, 0.1 is equal to what? 1 out of 10, right? 1 out of 10, or 1 out of 10, or in this case will be equal to, if you multiply this by 2, this is also the same as 10 over 100. Okay, so in this case, this is also the same as 10%, right? So percent, where's percent? Percent, forgot what's the percent sign. Okay, great. So this is 10%. So what about 15? Okay, so it's the same thing, right? 0.15, but this time there's no 1 out of 10 because it is just straight away with 15 out of 100. That means this is 15%. 15%. Okay, so what percentage is greater? So greater than 10%, but less than 15%. So in this case, the answer is 12% over here. So for question number 5, is option number 3. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 6. In the figure below, AC is the base of the triangle ACD. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line. Make it red. So AC is the base, right? Base of the triangle ACD. So I'm going to draw the other lines. That's what you see over here. And then draw more lines as well. Okay, so at least I can highlight all of this. So you see over here. Okay, so this is the base. Which one is the height of ACD? So it's actually FD, right? Height. So to just give you, so height is perpendicular to the base. Okay, perpendicular means I'll just put these two lines like this. One, oops, like this, and then we have the rectangle to be like this. Okay, perpendicular to the base, right? Height is perpendicular to the base, so that means this is FD or DF. So the answer to this is DF, which is option number 3 for question number 6. All right, let's move on to question number 7. Which of the following cuboid has a square base of 3 centimeters and height of 8 centimeters? What is the volume of the cuboid? So square base means length is equal to breadth. So if length equal to breadth equal to 3 centimeter. So in this case over here, right, this is 3 centimeters. So what's the volume? Okay, so volume is equal to length times breadth times height. Okay, and in this case over here, the length is 3 times 8, which is 9 times 8, which is 72 centimeter cube. So the answer to this is option number 3. All right, let's move on to question number 8. FG is a straight line. Which of the following are true? So let me go and draw the straight line. Okay, that's what you see over here. So FG is a straight line. Okay, so X is equal to Z. Don't know if it is. Right. So we only know straight line, so we can't assume other lines are straight. Okay. From this, we can only say that from this, we can only say that straight line is angle x plus angle w. Wait, angle w is equal to the 180 degrees. Okay, like that. There you go. Right, we cannot say w is equal to y, then w, x, y, and z. Right. So for this case over here, w, y, yeah. So for this, like, let me draw an arrow. Okay, so for this, I'm gonna draw this. It's not 360 as there is an empty angle that is not included, right? Okay, so yeah, so x and z, nope. W equal to y, also no. Okay, so let's move on to question number 9. So Jamie read an average 72 pages of a book in a day. She finished reading the book in 9 days. How many pages are there in the book? Right, so average is 72 pages, right? So basically total is equal to 72 times 9. Okay, I give you a little hack, which is basically the same as 72 times bracket 10 minus 1. Okay, and that means 72 times 10 minus 72 times 1. So this is 720 minus 72. Okay, this will end up with an 8 at the end because it's 0 minus 2. Okay, so 720 minus 72. Okay, let's do the workings for this. So 0 minus 2 is 8. Okay, so we cancel 2, right? It becomes 1. All right, and then 0, you get 1 as well. Okay, so 71 minus 67, 71 minus 7 is 64, so 648. Okay, 648. Okay, so yep, so the answer to this is 648. All right, option number 4. All right, let's move on to question number 10. Which of the following is not an example of a rate? Okay, so rate is some is like read examples are like page per minute, or yeah, something per minute lah, right? Okay, so in this case 1 hour in a minute can type 50 words, so this should be for question number 10. I scored 75 marks in the test last week. Nope, not it. Okay, so we can cancel this, right? Then a typist can type 50 words in a minute, right? So yep, Can include this as well, right? So if a car travel 90 kilometers in an hour, yes, we can. And then worker is paid every day, right? So in this case, this is red and the rest is green, right? So that means option one is not an example of rate. Okay, let's move on to question 11. ABC is an equilateral triangle. Find X. Where is X? Okay, so I found X. Okay, so hopefully this makes a lot more sense. Okay, so now what we can do is we can get this angle, right? So this angle over here. So this is C something AC. So I'm going to put here D lah. So easier to reference. Okay, so D over here. So A, no, no, CDB. So angle CDB. So 180 minus 79, okay, and this will become 101 degrees, okay. So in this case over here, this is 101, okay, and then so we know angle. So since this is an equilateral triangle, ABC is equal to 60 degrees, right? All angles in equilateral triangle is 60 degrees, okay. Right, like this lah. Okay, so ABC. So now angle X, right, will be equal to 180, then minus 60, minus 101. Okay, so I'm gonna put here as 60 as well, 60 degrees, like this. Okay, and this will then become, so 120 minus 101 is equal to 19 degrees. That's what you see over here. So the answer to question number 11 is 1. All right, let's move on to question number 12. Okay, number when divided by 8 gives a remainder of 3. So number when divided by 8 gives a remainder of 3. Which of the following can be added to the number to make it a multiple of 4? Okay, so for this, so basically the number is, if you were to, the simplest one, right, is number is actually equal to 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. Right, so which of the following, so possible number is 8 plus 3 equal to 11. So why? It's because if we add, we have a number 11 divided by 3, no 8, it gives you one remainder 1, right? Okay, so makes sense, right? Because if we have 11 and then we divided it by 8, okay, in this case it would just minus 8, and then the remainder itself will give us, no, remainder 1, remainder 3, okay, remainder 3, right? So in this case 3, this will give us 1 1 over here. Okay, so why 11 negative? Okay, so now with this, which of the following can be added to make a multiple of 4? So with this 11, so plus 1, in this case is equal to 12. So 11 plus 1. Okay, so okay, you know what I'm gonna do here? So 11 plus 1, make it small, and then we divide it by 4. Okay, you know what? So multiple of 4 is equal to 4, 8, 12, 16, so forth, right? So for 1, so plus 11, oops, plus 11 equal to 12. Okay, so the answer to 12 is option number 1. So we do this 13, right? And then 14, right? 14, then this is 15. Okay, so you can go through all of them. I'm just gonna I'm gonna go through all. Okay, with X, X, X. And then this one is tick, tick with a green. All right, and the answer to this is this over here. Alrighty, let's move on to the next. All right, question number 13. Matthew uses ovals, diamonds, and stars to form a pattern. The first 16 shapes in the pattern are shown below. He used 15 diamonds to make the pattern. Find the ratio of number of diamonds to pattern. So we know diamonds to ovals, right? So diamonds should be 15, but we don't know the ovals, right? Over here. Okay, so diamonds to the number oval. So obviously it's either 7 or 8. Okay, in this. So in this case over here, if we group them, so this is one group, right? So we can do the same with the rest over here. So this is another group, right? And then one group. So in this case, I'll just put here. So one group has two diamonds and one oval, right? Two diamonds and one oval. So if you use 50 diamonds, so two diamonds is equal to one group, then 14 diamonds, right, is equal to 14 that we divide by 2, and this will give us 7 groups. Okay, then number of ovals is equal to 1 times 7. This is equal to 7 ovals, right? Okay, so uh, we use 14 first, so easier to divide by 2. Okay, so remaining diamonds is equal to 1. So 15 minus 14 is equal to 1. Okay, so now we have one diamond. So in this one diamond over here, so let's put that there. Okay, so for this, so that means one diamond means we have one more opal. So that means total opals or ovals. Sorry, not opal, ovals. I put opals. Opals is a type of forgot gem. Okay, total ovals equal to 7 plus 1. Okay, this will give us 8. So in this case, let me put a arrow over here. I don't know if I can. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to put a line. Okay, so in this case, like this. Right, so one diamond means we have one more oval, right? So total ovals be this, and then diamonds to ovals be 15 to 8. So the answer is 15 is to 8. Option number 4, in this case over here. All right, let's move on to the next question. Almost once the last. There are 12 lampposts on a straight line. The lampposts are installed 0.14 kilometers apart from one another. What is the distance between the second lamppost and the 10th lamppost? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get the number of gaps between the second and the 10th, which is basically just minusing off the position. So 10th minus second, you get 8 gaps, right? And then after that, you know that in this case, one gap is equal to 0.14 kilometers. So 8 gaps is equal to, right, 8 times 0.14. So I'm going to show you a real quick tip. Okay, so over here we have 8 times 0.14. Okay, so this is basically the same as if you times 0.1. Okay, 0.10 if you want, plus 0.04. Okay, because 10 plus 0.04 is 14. So you can times 8 times 0.1 plus 8 times 0.04. So this one is easier to calculate. From here, make sure that when you calculate this, it is 0.32 and you add them out, it will be 1.12 kilometers. So in this case, the answer to this is option number 2. All right. So just be careful if you want to do this method, make sure you are calculating correctly. So double check as well. Okay, let's move on to question 15. So the average daily allowance of 5 students is $4. Another student joined in and their average daily allowance increased by $4.30. How much daily allowance did the last student receive? So total of 5 students, right? Okay, is equal to 5 times 4. This will give us $20. So total of 5 students plus last student, right, is equal to, so instead of 5 6, 6 times 4.30. Okay, so same thing, I'm going to use this 4 plus 0.30. Okay, and then this is the same as 6 times 4 plus 6 times 0.30. So we know this 24 plus 6 times 0.3 is 1.80, and therefore this is $25.80. So last student receives equal 25.8 minus 20. This will give us $5.80. Okay, so the answer to this is option number 4. All right, that's it. So that's the end of this video. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what other things you want me to go through next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.